Hello, beautiful people. How are you? Happy Monday. Can you guys hear and see me okay? Yes, and Happy New Year. Can you guys just let me know you can hear and see me okay? I'm not at home, um, but I didn't want to miss this week. Hey, awesome. You guys can hear and see me good. Perfect. All right. So I'll be honest. I've been working through some heavy energies. When am I not, right? I was just really struggling with my shadow energy. And anytime I struggle with my shadow energy, it means there's some healing and there's some wounding that I need to tend to, right? So, anyways, I really just kind of thought I wanted to just pull cards. We haven't done that in a while. We have a lot of downloads we've been processing and sharing and things like that, and then kind of pulling cards. But I was going to just go in and pull cards, but now I have downloads. So we are going to talk about a couple of things. I'm not going to go too much into detail because it's quite a few downloads. Okay. So one of the first things that kept coming in a lot is this. First, it was a slow eclipse in or out of some of your life. This could be a phase of your life. This could be something that you like to do, you have been doing for career, somebody you've been with. But essentially, it's I keep getting this eclipse energy, and I'm not an astrologer, so maybe the astrologers in the building can let me know why I'm tapping into eclipse energy so heavy. But there is also this energy of, you know, the song "A Total Eclipse of the Heart." I kept hearing that song, and this is after already getting a download about an eclipse, right? And what I kept seeing it's almost like these phases. There's people, there are things, activities, um, uh, even with regards to career, these are things that are eclipsing out of your life. And what's beautiful about eclipses is it usually phases something out of your life, but it also makes room and creates availability for other new phases to be brought into your space. So again, a shift energy. Um, and then I was also getting that some of you guys, so this is different. Some of you guys are coming to a polarity. You have visited the north and the south pole of your soul, and you are starting to polarize, meaning you're integrating both the north and the south pole into your present moment. Instead of having to go to one end of the spectrum, let that energy live there, then you abandon that end of the spectrum, and then you go to the other end. So think of it as, for example, the spectrums of the polarities of, say, your soft nature, your compassionate nature. And then the other end of this polarity could be this more aggressive, more, dominating kind of force. And how do you integrate both those ends of your spectrum, which are authentic to you? But what makes it more authentic is when you polarize, and both of those ends of your spectrum can live in your present moment instead of you skewing from one end or the other. We've talked about that quite a bit, right? And shout out to those of you that are doing the very, I don't want to say difficult, but it can be quite complicated doing that balancing where you are able to actually polarize. But for some of you guys, you're actually visiting for the first time. You're being introduced to the other end of a spectrum. This could be very challenging. It could feel out of body. It could feel, you could have some kind of shame, regret, confusion surrounding this. It's almost like you're meeting a version of yourself you've never seen before, that you didn't acknowledge, that you didn't get close enough to really understand. And now you're being brought to the other end of the polarity of your soul, and it could be jarring, not just to you, but to the people around you. Okay, so there was that. And then what else? Like there could be a lot of this, you being like, I've never seen somebody behave this way, or I've never seen this side of somebody. It's that kind of energy that I think many of you guys will be experiencing. Or for some of you this week, you're getting feedback about how you've already made this switch to the other end of your polarity. And it can be very challenging, right? Because if you're going from your light worker energy to your dark worker energy, that's you becoming a lot more self-centered, where your light worker energy is catering to the people around you, right? So it's bringing healing outside of yourself. So if you're going from light worker to dark worker, some people could be very shocked at this change and be like, how dare you? And who do you think you are? And it's like, you know who you are, and this is what the point is. You're exploring the other end of the polarity so you can answer that. I know exactly who. I don't think I know who I am. I'm very sure of this inner knowing, which is why because somebody was talking about purpose, right? And I agree. I don't really feel like, I feel like purpose is an illusion. But if I ever had to identify to a purpose, really, missions are different, but really, truly, purpose, it's to know yourself. And many of you guys are going to get to know yourself a lot deeper by exploring an end of your polarity that you've never explored before. It's like if you've lived in a hot country all your life, you're now going to be moving to a freezing cold country. You're experiencing literally the polarities of the earth for some of you. But I'm more getting that this is spiritually and internally. So that should be fun. Maybe, maybe not. All right. And let's see what else. I also got what you crave the most this lifetime is actually what you took for granted in a lifetime's past. So I think that some of you guys are wondering why you don't have certain things. Like I'm talking about the things you yearn for most in this lifetime. Part of the reason why you yearn for them so much is because of this. I feel like the yearning is getting you to understand appreciation. But what I don't think you're understanding is the reason why you had to learn that in this lifetime is because you didn't appreciate it in another lifetime. There's something about specifically something the collective craves and yearns for the most that you feel is just never been in grasp, or it just doesn't work out, or you can bring abundance into every area of your life but here. There's a need for you to kind of, instead of playing the victim and kind of just wallowing into this is how it is, really try to understand. This is where the Akashic records, studying and understanding and revealing in yourself is important, because then you'll know that. And you'll go, I totally understand why karma would put me in this position this lifetime. I can change this going from the karmic cycle X paradigm to Y paradigm, but you can't if you don't really understand. So a lot of people have mixed feelings about Akashic record readings and things like that. I personally don't think anybody can read your Akashic records better than yourself. Because essentially, if you go to another reader to read your Akashic records, they're just reading you. They're just peeping into your soul and looking at the pages that you don't believe. And then they read it to you, and then they validate what you already kind of knew. That's why you're like, oh, that makes sense. And I believe that. Why? Why? They essentially, that person could have told you anything about a past life, but why did you resonate? Why? Because you know it's true, and you want really pay that person to tell you it, to see if they can see it too. So that's why I truly believe it's important for you guys to, and you guys go, how do I do that? You don't. You just acknowledge what you've already revealed about your Akashic records. That's part of the issue with that kind of stuff. Is it gets revealed to you and then you don't believe it. You think it's fantasy. You think, oh, I must have been watching the show. That's why I'm thinking about this. You're not validating that what you're seeing, versions of yourself, are actually versions that you've lived before. Okay. But anyways, this isn't an Akashic records reading. We're going to keep going on.
Yearn for, you have to give it in order to receive it.
Oh, yeah?
You yearn for, you have to give it the most, because you have to give to receive.
Yeah, of course. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of that
was the error they made in the past life.
Right.
And correct it now. You have to give a lot of what you yearn for.
Right.
In order to receive.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. So if you weren't committed and cared about, if you weren't committed, loving, and loyal in another lifetime, you're going to come this lifetime, be super loyal, committed, and loving, and not have it reciprocated. Just come say hi to the people, Naman. That's Nati. Everybody says hi. He said hi, Rastafaris. Hi, guys. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Reese. Hey, Stacia. All right. But anyways, let's pray. Pull some cards. Guys, it's going to be on the website in like literally a day or two. But here are the aquamarine new essential oil bracelets. Jeez. The camera's not doing them justice. They're absolutely stunning. Okay. So they'll be up this week. Yeah, everybody's still saying hi. Okay. All right. Let's shuffle, pull some cards, and see Wagwan for the energies this week. I actually want to start with an oracle. I know we usually end with oracles, but let's change it up a little bit. Creator, God, Prime Source, Ancestors, Guardian Angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective, all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Creator, God, Prime Source, Ancestors, Guardian Angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen.
Forever and ever, so be it.
Forever and ever, so be it. Hey, Erica. Hey, Veronica. All right. Confusion. One of the primary energies this week. Could be you're coming out of confusion. It could be that you're stepping into confusion. You could be in the thick of it. We're going to break this energy down, but that seems to be a focus energy this week. Let's see what else. What else? The collective for this week. Perseverance, which is the Nine of Wands energy. Perseverance. And facade. Oh, no. Guys, are you still there? The whole screen went blank again. It's so weird when that happens. This is an incredibly difficult energy. Confusion and facade. Look at all the clouds. Look at all the lack of certainty. Look at all the anxiety because of the unknown. The only reason why I feel that the collective is being thrusted into this energy is because of weak faith and the initiation into faith. That's the only thing you can grab onto. You can't see anything. Right? There's nothing to see. There's nothing to ground yourself in. So what do? You have faith.
Yeah.
Right? And then perseverance. We were talking about dreams needing resurfacing because of you guys giving up on dreams, losing faith. I was tapping into many of you that were struggling with faith and giving up on the manifestation process and your dreams. Conspiracy. Okay, let's see what else. Impatience. Rasta just literally before I went on live here lectured me for about 20 minutes about how I need to be more patient. And I know that already, but I just didn't know it was that obvious externally to me until it was reflected back to me, right? So many of you guys could be struggling with patience. And we talk about sometimes there's many reasons why we can be impatient, but what I'm gathering right now in this reading is that it has to do with, again, a lack of faith. You need something to be proven to you. And I think you're just lacking patience, meaning if I don't see it, then it isn't real and I don't believe in it and fuck it. Well, the problem is you're now going to put yourself out of alignment. So I feel like this is walking by faith. This is a time where the collective needs to not give up hope and faith and walk by faith, not by sight. That's the saying. Walk by faith, not by sight. Look, where you can't see shit. Okay? So I'm going to pull another 3 cards to see if we get a different energy than that. But that's not a good energy. We'll break out with tarot, but that ain't good. It's not that it's not good. It's just that you don't feel like it's good. It doesn't feel good. And that's what I'm trying to advise is how it will feel better. And it's to surrender to this and have faith. And with perseverance, you're struggling to maintain faith. This is what this is acknowledging. Right? So that's just a difficult energy for that in that scenario. But let's see what else. Miracle. All this confusion, not giving up on what is it? But when it comes through, it's not a miracle. It was just a dream come true. But before it comes in, it's more like a miracle, something that seems almost impossible, not attainable. You're giving up hope on this, whatever this miracle is. Okay, I want to pull 2 more cards and then I'm going to read miracle out of the deck. because I feel like the collective needs that inspiration right now. Or many of you. Some of you guys are in a completely different energy, because this is what wasn't necessarily what I was feeling coming into this energy, to be honest, this reading. Quest under perseverance. This is not giving up on your path, not giving up on your pursuits, and you guys are losing faith. If this is career, you have been pursuing. So say, for example, you guys already took a leap of faith towards your dreams, right? So you're getting super triggered with all these energies, these messages about take a leap of faith, because you're like, I already did. And now you're sitting in, and it didn't just, you took a leap of faith and boom, the manifestation showed up. For some of you, it didn't work out that way. You took a leap of faith, and this is how you're sitting, and your guides are like, yo, don't worry, just be patient. Remember, we had impatience. Remember, be patient. Trust me, once this all clears, you're going to see this. And I just feel like this is like a giving up energy, losing hope, being like, yeah, I took a leap of faith, but it didn't yield me anything yet. Understand? Complacency. So what are your options, collective? If you want to give up on wish fulfillment, then this is the option. Complacency. And there's no way in hell the people I read for are going to be complacent. You'll go mud. It's literally muddening. It's boredom. It's so lackluster. It's like the sun doesn't even feel hot, and it's like it's just horrible. This complacency is coming off as like desolation. It's just, there's just no way. But the divine is trying to say that, because you guys are really like, I'm giving up. I need to see it. You're giving up on a quest. You're giving up on a path here. This is what I see here. And this complacency is the alternative should you decide to give up. And it's not a good alternative. It's just, you'll end up right back here where you're having to be perseverant, because you've already come out of this energy. It'd be a matter of deciding to go back back to it. So it's a rock and a hard place. Some of you guys are saying that I've been put in a rock and a hard place, or I feel like no matter what decision I make, it's going to be difficult, or it's going to bring some kind of heartbreak or pain. You feel like there is no right answer. I feel like a rock and a hard place. Again, just stuck between this here and having to not give up. So let's see what else though. Enlightenment. That's clarity that comes in. And impartiality, which we've read before. But this enlightenment is this clarity. Look, you come out of this space. Remember, they were saying, don't give up. Be patient. And should you do that, this will clear and you'll be enlightened. But should you not be patient, you're just going to be sitting in complacency, and these clouds ain't going to go nowhere. Do you see what I mean? It's a rock and a hard place. Like, you just have to persevere. You just can't give up, because the alternative is already where you've been. It's not good, and you're just going to fight your way out of it again. So I know it's not the greatest energy, but we kind of have to just acknowledge whatever the divine wants me to acknowledge. All right, let's see what else. We've pulled enough of these. Let's pull some tarot, though. Thank you, Creator, God, Prime Source, Ancestors, Guardian Angels. Can we clarify the messages for the collective at this time? Hey, guys. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Aqua Light Tarot. Majesty Royal. Mando. Wagwan, guys. In too deep. Yeah, I was in too deep. Now I'm channeling. I feel that energy. I feel like somebody feels like a rock in a hard place. Like they don't want to be where they're at, but they feel like they're too deep. They're too far in. How do I get out? How do I get back? You see what I mean? Just everywhere I turn around, it's cloud and I can't see. Some of you guys might have a panic attack. Some of you guys are struggling with anxiety, and you're trying to find holistic ways to heal your own panic attacks or anxiety, because the alternative is essentially the medical industry having you like pumping you with drugs that essentially shut down pivotal parts of your brain that, yes, will shut down anxiety, but it also shuts down functional parts of your brain that you need. Maybe not for certain day-to-day functions, but to definitely stay on this quest, this ascension journey. So I just see that some of you are trying to holistically cope and heal some kind of anxiety, panic attacks, these kind of things. Until now, my anxiety too is through the roof, especially since it's only 3 or no more cigarettes. It's only day 3 of no more cigarettes. Congratulations. So we've got the Page of Cups. I heard premature. This could be about a pregnancy, but what I first thought is somebody might take action prematurely, or that's how they're going to feel after they take some kind of action, like maybe I did this too soon. Or you might feel that way. If you're dating somebody, you might feel like it's too premature to have this kind of conversation, or to even be close in the way this person wants to be close. Thanks, Snoop Cool. To everyone who donates, if I don't see it, I apologize. I know I look like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm not. So thank you guys for your donations. I appreciate you. And everybody who checks the live, you get me. I'm going to stay single forever, and I'm fine with that. Empress Nell, when you're not fine with that and you're wondering why hasn't it changed, just know it's because you say shit like that. I'm going to stay single forever, and I'm fine with that. When you're not, I want you to reflect on times you say that, because that's what you've manifested for yourself. And I just don't think that's true, because you definitely wouldn't be here in the tarot community, where all we talk about is past, present, or future lovers. Okay, love you, sweetie. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Ruby. I feel like I just have to be patient. Let's see what else. The 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is premature. I feel like you feel like somebody wants to build with you prematurely. And you could be triggered correctly. Because they're a page, this could be somebody who wants to give the illusion of wanting to build with you, and it's only because they need what you're going to build. They're codependent. So they're feeding you this idea that you're building something with them together, but they're not actually building. They're waiting for you to build something that they need and aren't capable of building for themselves. This is like a karmic relationship being initiated here for some of you. And remember, we tapped into that. For those of you that are going back on the karmic wheel again, that's okay. It's about the lesson. Just now that you're consciously aware about what these experiences are and shit, go through your karmic experience with that awareness and really see what this shit's about. Because I guarantee if you do, you won't have to do it again. This will be the last time. The only reason why you had to go around the karmic cycle so many times is because you weren't aware enough. And you gained more awareness every time. But with this level of conscious awareness, man, go around that karmic cycle with pride, no fear, no shame. And just be like, oh, that's the lesson I needed to. Okay, great. Thanks. And we're moving on. Right. But yeah, I feel like somebody here is trying to rush a relationship. I think collective, you're stable. And I feel like you're acknowledging your stability in a way and validating it and appreciating it in a way that you didn't back in the day, when you let people take advantage of your stability and be codependent over you because of what you were able to offer in the stability space with regards to comfort or safety, or maybe you weren't paying people's bills, but they knew they could get a little food or a little stay or whatever. It's just you offered this to people. You invested into people's foundation. So when they were on their face, you would go to the rescue. You would kind of help them. I think you're coming out of that codependency. So now when somebody comes in wanting to rush, and it's not, because I think it was all good initially until they started prematurely talking about some shit and you were just like, I think you went, I think you like slapped the brakes on whoever this person is, because now you're like, that was all great talking the way we were talking, but now you're talking about like serious shit. Like, we shouldn't be talking about finances. We shouldn't be talking about, bills and stuff, and like housing and living together. And if you're talking about living with somebody in the first month, somebody is codependent as fuck, like severely. They need a home. This person needs a child in adult form, needs a home. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I just feel like you're pulling back from somebody, maybe romantically, that you're identifying as being codependent. But just don't make it about them. Make it about yourself. and how far you've come, because you've been attracting people like this because you were codependent too, and you didn't want to live here all by yourself, and you didn't want to do it all by yourself. So you would sacrifice your own foundation in order to have dependency, codependency. I think you get what I'm saying. Hey, Tavia. Yeah, peep game. The person in this situation for me is my mother. Yeah, it definitely could be. It doesn't have to be romantic. You guys, though, are your own high priest and high priestesses. At this stage of the game, you guys already know. You take what you want from these messages. You truly leave the rest. And you understand that readings, even if they are titled, they are not date or zodiac sign specific. Okay? Just know that. Do yourself a service and know that. Most of the questions you guys have in this current moment are in readings that readers have done years ago. You're trying to figure out what's going on. We're talking about the future. You guys come here about the future, right? So whatever we're talking about now probably applies to your future. But as you get into the present, you start wanting to know about what's going on right now, getting clarity about what's happening in the present. Because right now you're in the dark. You're feeling cloudy, right? So that's why usually the readings are, anyways, I think you guys get the point. Hello, everyone. Hey, Kelly. All right, let's see what else is going on. Oh, the Three of Swords. What's this about? The Page of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Hermit. Oh. Somebody isn't taking no for an answer. And if you think that's hot and that's cute, you're probably karmic too. I'm sorry, but it's just not cute to me. I'm in a, like, I've been through some shit, okay? And like, I don't like stuff like that. The stalking, the pushing after I say no, like that shit isn't hot to me. You know what I mean? Like, it will get me on edge. It will get me a certain type of fucking way. You know what I mean? So I don't like seeing this in a reading, because you say no to this person and they're all heartbroken shit, but then here they come back again and again, and now they're the Hermit again. Like, it's a lot. And I don't know. I can't advise. I'm trying to not advise so much, right? As BK Shamani says, I get a bunch of bad karma if people take it and it doesn't work out for them. Say hi to the people, them, if you're going to chat to them.
Blessings be. Blessings be in the name of the Most High.
Yes. Glory be to the Most High. He's going to come. I'm going to convince him. Slowly, slowly. You know how it is with the elders, man. They're iffy about the internet. They don't like the ops, you know? So I'll just slowly, slowly. But once I get him on the internet comfortable, he's going to be on here doing beer readings. Look at everybody say, bless up, bless up.
No
Hey,
no
Ja.
blessings, no blessings.
See? Everyone saying hi. Peace and blessings.
Look at this.
Aw, thank you, sir. Grand Rising, bro. Yeah, you see, beer love you I get already, and you haven't even chat to these people yet.
No, I speak to them in the spirit already. Long time.
Yeah,
you don't know.
in the ethers.
However, acts of the Supreme Being for clearance of the knowledge that is coming to us lately. Okay? That's all I'm saying now.
We'll come back when the spirit touch you and want you to say something else.
But I have something for you.
What? Oh, thank you, Rasta. Why are you whispering in my ear? Just say it to them. Okay, I'll say it to them. Okay. I don't feel ashamed. He's correcting me, and he's telling it to me in my ear because he doesn't want to embarrass me. He doesn't know the work we do live on the internet. He's telling me I can't say you, and I have to say us, because if I keep saying you, I get bad energy. I need to say some of us. I saw him say it to me. I'm correct.
And that doesn't mean that
he's trying not to embarrass me. He don't know I embarrass myself on the internet.
But you know the word human, which means arrow,
And so you can be showing yourself
Okay, Rasta, talk to them and not in my ear no more.
100% like things that are happening to us. Okay, I'm over here.
Correct me all the time, yo.
And that is
He goes, he'll go, you go, I know it, of course. He goes, you know what your problem is? That's how it starts. You know one of your problems? Only the elders could do it to me, Anyway. All right, let's see what else. Do you guys feel that way? Like you want it to be more like us, right? Because I channeled that. I didn't, because he just told me that I get bad energy. He was telling me I can't smudge after 6 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God, we're doing it all wrong then, right? But I'm not so strict. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some of you. It's not some of us. For some of you. Anyways, let's get back on track. Hi, guys. Everyone who checked out live. See, Nati will come and channel some shitty, but he's shy. He's shy. He's shy on the internet. But I'm gonna get him comfortable, man. Have him channeling nothings. Reason. We are a reflection. So he is correct. Yeah. That's what he's trying to say. But he's trying to say if you keep saying you get bad energy. I've been saying you. Podcast. I know you guys have been telling me to do a podcast forever. It's before 6 somewhere. That's what he said. I'm like, because I gotta burn. Like I can't do the live without burning incense. There's way too many people. All right. Anyways, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. This speaks of collaboration, working with other people to get a joint venture done. Working with somebody and then splitting the money 50-50. So like I said, a joint venture, but the profits are equally distributed amongst people. There is no hierarchy. So I don't know what kind of work this is. I don't think it's in a workplace because there's definitely hierarchy there. This is some kind of project. I'm not really sure. She told when she have her cycle. Yeah. There's no, he hasn't seen. So he doesn't know like how transparent I am. I'm like, you think that embarrasses me? Oh my God. Don't watch my videos. I want equal distribution in love. Oh, that's actually, that could be that as well. It doesn't have to be money. I just assumed it was money because this is what the actual meaning of this card is. It's the 3 of Pentacles. Love you too. Been hard, but I love it. What does the card say about trust? I don't know. We're going to see what we actually need to talk about. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. Okay, what's going on between the 2 of them? Strength. This is either a fight. This is either some kind of fight. Because we were talking about the 3 of Pentacles, right? But look, these 2 queens are squaring each other, and I'm like, what's going on between them? And then I got strength. So in reverse, could be some kind of power struggle, fight for power. But in the upright, I believe they're coming together like a force to be reckoned with, to make a lot of money. This collaboration is very fruitful. It's very business-wise. It's very smart. If this is surrounding like a relationship, if it's romantic, this could be like, if you're feminine, this could be, or even a masculine, this is like you being cool with your partner's baby father, baby mother. Do you get what I'm saying? But like you guys are genuinely a team for the best interest of the children. These fish are the children, and look at you 2 tending to them equally. And you get what I'm trying to say? So it's one or the other with that. Oh, wow, that's interesting. This is somebody somebody shamed you for a position that you were in. This could be you were broke. This could be where you were living. This could have been you were single. Somebody is in the exact position that they, and this has to be like this person publicly did this to your face. They wanted you to feel inferior. They wanted people to look at you as inferior. They could have used you as a joke to make themselves look better, even if it wasn't about making you look like shit. Either way, though, somebody is realizing how manifestation works. They there's like a shift here. And somebody's aware of that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they're aware, and it's causing so much anxiety and stress because, and it's not real. It's only the ego that's being triggered that feels that way, right? But this person knows that they made fun of a position that they're now in, knows that they shamed people for doing what they now do for a living, or something like this. Something like this. With the Libra energy, I was tapping into justice is an understatement. Some of you guys don't even know how much justice you deserve or other people deserve. It's almost like the divine wanted me to understand and communicate that we don't even have a full grasp of what justice is. It's really about just being open to the universe saying this is what you deserve. And you have to be courageous, because if you want what you deserve, it's not just for good, it's for bad too, right? And that's what people don't understand. You know, you want justice for yourself, you're asking for karma, and karma is balanced. So if you want justice, then that means there needs to be karma that reflects the justice that serves as what other people experienced on behalf of you and your shadow and your low vibration and your lack of awakening, the duality. Yeah, and I also, like I said at the beginning of this reading, many of you guys are going to be ripped from one polarity to another, and especially those of you who haven't polarized yet, meaning you haven't gone to each end already. Because some of you guys, you have, but you can't, you're not polarizing. You just switch on, you switch off. It's like a switch. You can go into the light worker, you can go into the dark worker, which is cool. That's important. You need to know how to do that. But if you can't polarize, you're not being authentic. Meaning in the present moment, you're only living out an aspect of yourself. If you can integrate both parts of you in the present, it's the most authentic. It gives you a lure and a power and a dominance, because a lot of people don't live out authentically, right? So when you live that level of authenticity, you naturally energetically become a dominating force, right? But anyway, I don't even know, we're going off on a little. Hey, Miss Smiley. Hey, Sumata. We have the world. This is really great. I was feeling this energy a lot, man. There's this successful completion in, I don't know in what collective, because I don't believe there's ever this like we're done. You get what I mean? And if there is, we're not experiencing that here on the most karmic earthly plane ever. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this is in a particular area, and it could be what, like we were talking about, what you've been yearning for most. You know what I'm saying? And it being a reflection of what you took for granted in lifetimes past. And now you've balanced out your karma. You have gratitude, you have understanding, and this karmic cycle is complete. For some of you, when you integrate yourself, look how authentic you are. This is the only person in this card who's butt-ass naked other than the two people in the sun card in this deck. Nudity in card speaks of authenticity and transparency, genuineness. And this is what happens when you polarize. So some of you guys are going to be polarizing in the next couple of weeks, where others of you are going to be taking a trip to your north or your south pole. Okay. Now I'm hearing North Node and South Node, which is just your X paradigm and your Y paradigm. By the way, that's what your North and South Node represent, right? Your North Node is your Y paradigm, your future, which you do have a say in. And because I was thinking about it, I'm like, the future isn't written, just the past. The future isn't destined, only the past is. And I was like, does that even make sense? And I was like, I can't overthink it. But it's I don't know. Now I'm overthinking it. Anyways, yes, for sure. Balancing between the two. This gang and destiny made the task easier. Glad to hear that. Thank you, Ashley. Hey, King Sigma. Soon as I said it, you said it. What? Said what? Said what? I just got fired again. LOL. It's definitely time to move. But do you see how powerful that is? Instead of wallowing, you're understanding why it's happening again. That's why it's happening again, because you get a deeper level of understanding every time. So it might have taken Ruby 2 or 3 times for her to understand and get that she needs to move. Understand? So that's why we're going to go into karmic experiences with courage, bravery, and lack of shame, because we understand what they are. And we're brave enough to go in and get the lessons needed. Right? Instead of coasting like this bitch. Because that's what ends up happening. Remember what the story is, right? She had all these regrets. She's on her deathbed with regrets. This card is your biggest fucking nightmare collective. Because there's no fucking way you will not get to a point and wish you felt and thought otherwise. And it's too late. This is literally the card of it's too late. And remember, we just did a live speaking about delay is danger and all this shit. And because we're so accustomed to learning a lot of these lessons going through trauma, we perpetuate that. So now we're sitting there going to the universe, well, unless the universe traumatizes me, I guess, no, we don't need to learn lessons this way anymore. We should love ourselves enough to say, I don't need to learn this the hard way. I don't. Be so protective of yourself that you find the easiest way to learn these lessons, and it's surrender and acceptance and acknowledgement and accountability. Yeah, we all learned enough the hard way. It's enough. Basta, right? I learned my lessons. I gotta move when spirit says move. No, you've got to move when you say move. Do you see how you put it on the on the divine, and the divine's like, I didn't tell you anything? So let me give you an example, right? The divine doesn't tell you the move. The divine tells you your ships are coming. So it's up to you to want to align to it. We have to understand that, I get it. I get what the divine was trying to say with the 3 of Pentacles. It's a joint venture. So the divine really wants us to understand, because it's like the divine doesn't want us to be codependent. The divine is saying, you guys aren't little kids anymore. You guys aren't young awakened spirits. You guys have ascended now. So you guys need to come off of our tit. This is the divine not allowing us to be codependent, right? So we're not 8 years old still breastfeeding. Do you get what I mean? Where it gets unacceptable. This is what the divine is weaning us off. That's what it is, weaning us off, so that there's an understanding, because they're weaning us off because of how much involvement, how much of this shit did they tell you ahead of time, and then you awoken to understand. It's like they don't need to tell you. I don't know, I'm not communicating this right, but essentially it's imbalanced. 6 of Pentacles energy. They want you to understand that you co-create with the divine. It's not just them, it's you too. And that you have your part, and then you surrender and you leave faith to the divine and the universe, to do their part. Okay, 9 of Swords. This has been coming out consistently for 3 weeks. I need to see that. I need to break this down, become in a norm. What is this 9 of Swords about? Justice. Some people are afraid about karma. because you'd be surprised, right? When you talk about karma to people, the way they respond isn't a reflection of karma, it's a reflection of them and what side of this scale they're on. And I feel like I was tapping into it earlier in the week on Patreon that there were people who were awakened and they knew that they were going to get karma, that they were going to sorry, I'm being distracted. Is that right, Rasta? Okay, thank you. Yeah, man. I'm gonna finish just now. In 2 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this reading, Kyle. We have to go home. Waiting for Phil. Thank you, Lady Luck 88. Hi, Shawnee. Hi, Edwin. I know I read from the bottom up, right? Hey, Empress. Hey, Brown Skin Moses. Hey, Miss Mia Lizette. Karma's not a bitch. You are. That's what I say in my head. Yeah, karma's definitely not a bitch. And there are entities that don't like us addressing karma that way. So, yeah, I always tell people to not refer to karma that way. There's karma for that. There's karma for calling karma a bitch. And it's Saturn. It's Saturn. They have some kind of romance. All right. Sacred beginnings. Ooh, it feels good. Yeah, that's what I heard when I saw this. Okay. We're going to read this and then I'm going to get on. All right, I got to go. Thank you, Destiny. Spirit is trying to rid me of these codependent ways. But you have to replace codependency with something. And if you don't understand what independent coexistence is, then you're going to really struggle to come out of codependency, because then what's the alternative? Just being alone? Nobody wants to do that. It's not in our nature as humans to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you say, okay, I'm not going to be codependent because I'm going to be independent, I want to independently coexist with people. Now you've replaced it, right? You've replaced one for another. Very similar, like addictions, replacing unhealthy addiction for something more, a healthier lifestyle. That's what I'm telling myself. Interdependent. That's right. I said it right, right? Interdependent. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go home. You can see I'm not at my house, and the guys here, they're working and stuff. They just gave me a little window. Thank you for the donation. All right. Yeah, I know this reading it was kind of lackluster, but I guess we had to address this. Yeah, sorrow. I can't. This reading is to acknowledge those. I feel like what this is that you guys came to me in the ethers after the last reading, or the last few readings, and you're like, I don't feel that way. I can't see my manifestations. I'm giving up. I don't feel hopeful. I don't feel healed. Some of you feel like your wounding is always going to be in the way of what you want, and you don't realize what you want is going to help with a lot of the wounding you've got and haven't been able to heal up into this point. So don't try to achieve some idea of perfection. It doesn't exist. Just surrender and be open and persevere. This is not giving up. That's what I want to read is Miracle. I don't even have that book with me. So this is why I like reading at home, but I wanted to get this done. Okay, Sacred Beginnings. Okay. Back when the sun was still weak and the world was still in its pre-dawn phase, the first seed nestled deep within the earth began to fight its way to the surface, which is amazing because this is spring energy. This is that new year energy. And I think this is actually, and shout out to the ancestors, because this is actually one of the best ways to depict what you're feeling, because it's dark and it feels tight and uncomfortable and could even hurt. think of what it's like for a plant, that tender, soft little root working its way through soil, dirt, and making its way through the top. And what it's like until it hits the light. It's sheer darkness and struggle and perseverance. Right? Yeah, yay.
Paradise. Hey.
Okay, so the tiny seed could feel the warmth of the pre-dawn and wanted to push beyond its imprisonment within the earth to see what was creating this wonderful warmth it had never felt before. Whoa, I can feel that. It speaks about, even though you can't see your manifestations collective, in both of these pictures, you're being guided. Look at you telling your guide, I don't fucking believe in none of this fucking shit. I'm done. And they're like, but can you feel it though? No different than a plant feels the sun and is just dying to get into union with that feeling. And one day it does, it bursts through. The little seed began to grow. Large roots to stabilize itself for its journey upwards. As the seed continued to slowly push its way forth, the other seeds were watching in amazement. Never before in their familiar darkness had any other seed wanted to push upward to see where the new warmth was coming from. As the little seed emerged from the earth, it became a small but strong stem. And then, as it was no longer restricted by the soil in the earth, it spread its wings and grew leaves. The stem told the other seeds about this journey and growth above the soil, and the other seeds were so excited about the prospect of adventure, they decided they too wanted to grow and have new experiences. So over the next thousands of years, many other seeds found the courage and became brave, covering the world with leaves, bushes, and flowers, and most importantly, creating a new environment, the new timeline, the new world. Because the tower is us watching the old infrastructure that we've lived by, oppressive infrastructure, crash down. And we are the budding new world. Shout out to the youth. So over the next 1,000 years, other seeds found the courage and became a way of creating new environments for animals and insects to be born into. Dreamtime message. Everything starts small, and to move forward takes incredible courage. The search for courage is the hardest part of any journey, but in turn is the ultimate achievement. From courage, you gain confidence, and whether it's just the confidence to give it a go, well, you're already a winner. Take a deep breath and just move forward. This was one of my favorite Dreamtime messages from this. That was awesome. A part of me feels like I have to read Sorrow because I have to acknowledge those of you that don't feel you gave up. I tapped into you guys. I tapped into the people. There's people who are struggling to maintain faith, which is the energy of perseverance. It's where you're shaking, but you're like, I'm not giving up. But some of you guys dropped that shit. You were like, I'm done with that. So when I talk about these sacred new beginnings, it triggers you. You feel hurt. And what that hurt is the part of you calling, going, I don't give up. I don't give up on my miracles. I don't give up in something better. I don't. Don't leave me. Don't give up on me. Don't abandon me. That's a part of yourself speaking to you when you give up. It's your inner child being like, I promise you said you wouldn't. Oh my God, I tapped into some of your inner children. They're talking to you. Hold on. Anyway, so we're going to read Sorrow, okay? I just have to acknowledge this in the collective. And then we're going to wrap. Thank you to everyone who joined the live this week. Okay. There. As a young boy grows up, he looks to his older brother for guidance. The older brother loathes the fact that he is always followed around by his little brother, so decides one day to teach him a lesson. The spiteful young man instructs his little brother to go into the bush and find a particular type of rare lizard. The young boy, who is only too happy to oblige, heads into the bush, but it takes him a few days to find what he needed. The young boy treks back to camp to find it deserted. The mob have gone. He waits for a few days. However, they do not return. As the seasons pass, the young boy grows into a man. He refuses to leave in case the mob returns for him. As despair and loneliness invade in his life, he begins to understand that his brother, whom he had loved and trusted, had tricked him. But over time, he had discovered his manhood, that he could rely upon himself. Now, before I read the Dreamtime message, this is what I'm trying to say about empowering your ops, even the people who fucking trick you and do you over. Who ended up the better man a couple years later? The stronger man, the more sustainable man, the better hunter. It was the one that was left behind. Just know that you're stronger. Okay? Remember me tell you that. Oh. Trust is something you give away much too easily. Be discriminate. You may be feeling like someone is talking about you and creating problems for you. This is a time to trust your own instincts and rely on yourself to make these decisions. Sometimes you need to take responsibility for your own decisions and stop relying on others to do that for you. This will give you confidence to step forward and take back control of your own life. This is a fucking Judas. Okay? Because one of the messages that the universe is going to clip somebody out of your life, meaning you didn't really have to do much except for allow the universe to get rid of somebody out of your life. It just could be a series of events, and now it would be up to you to initiate and you to bring back the connection. Do you understand? But the universe is already separating you from somebody, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? But this fucking trust your own instincts. Somebody could be manipulating you, maybe knowing you have trust issues. I personally think that some of you guys caught somebody in a lie. You might have asked somebody a direct question, or, you might have asked somebody something that they didn't know you already knew the answer to, and you caught them in a lie. I see in the ethers that you guys play it off because you want the power. That's why, right? So now the person who thought they were empowered because you didn't know something is actually the dumbass who doesn't know what's going on because you actually do know, right? See how it just switched like that real fast? Yeah. The Libra scales are here. And if you don't know what Libra energy is, you're going to find out this season. Libra is dominating all the signs. This Libra full moon energy is dominating. It's like an explosion. It's like hitting a bell. Ding. This justice energy is massive. It's all over it's just everywhere. It's just balance though. It's balance. We want this. I don't give a fuck. We want this. For good or for bad, if you are a real light worker and you are really tapped into the divine, you will ask for your own karma for good and for bad. You will ask to be a part of the balance and the universe and the ecosystem, and whatever karma is, you are going to take it with an open heart and mind and respect, because you understand. This takes real courage to ask for. And then there's people who are ignorant and they ask for justice, and they just think about the good things they want, but they don't understand what the shadow aspect of justice is. And these two scales represent both good and negative karma coming into the collective at the same damn time. Okay? Yeah, I'm happy we read sorrow because I feel that energy. You guys feel like you were left behind. You just feel like you got the raw end of the deal. You're just, forget even that. It's the it's for, even if you weren't left behind, you just feel like you're having to survive alone, and you're tired, and the need to persevere, and you're wondering if it'll always be like this. And the message, the key message here is that it will not. You are in a moment of time. For some of you, there isn't even an action to take. It's like the weather. You just have to wait for these clouds to part, fam. It's like being in an aircraft. If the weather doesn't permit, the aircraft just doesn't go anywhere. It's not the aircraft's fault. It's not the passenger's fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's just we have to wait until the weather clears, and then we're off to the races. Do you get what I mean? So there's nothing for you to do. If you want to launch yourself out there, it's only going to get worse. It only gets more confusing. I hope you guys get the message today. I gotta go. I usually like doing this at my house, but it's okay. Nati is like one of the elders. I reason with him all the time and shit, and he's always G-checking me about things that I have to change within myself. He's the reason why I stopped wearing my glasses so much. He goes, you wear your glasses too much. You're codependent over your glasses. And I was like, whoa. And I just stopped wearing them. I'm wearing them now, one, because I'm reading the live, but it was snowing outside and it was getting dark, and that's when my eyes get on the fritz more. But anyways, yeah. Oh, I injured myself, but I feel better. I was talking all this shit about not coming from Adam's rib, and then I severely dislocated one of my ribs to the point where I couldn't even, like, I could barely operate my vehicle. It was bad. I was like, I'm like, what's the point? Anyways, I love you guys. I'm fine. My chiropractors got me good. You guys. All right. I love you guys. So until next week, all right, we'll be back at my house, and have a great week. And I love you guys. And like I said, if the current energies don't resonate with you, go through this whole library. Go back to 2 years ago. Fuck what zodiac sign and month it was for. Just look at the titles, you know? Anyways, I love you guys. Ciao.